and welcome everyone to part 3 of How to Introduce the Ultimates. Even though it's past introducing, we are now wrapping this trilogy up. But yeah, a week late. There was some stuff both sides, so we unfortunately couldn't get out last week, but we are doing it right now. So once again, you can find me on Twitter, Mitch692, and as always, I am joined by Sean.
What's up? You can still follow me here, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. That's how we go. So, right, I need to open my phone because I need to see the cast. So obviously we have Brie Larson's Carol Danvers, Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa, Tiana Paris as Monica Rambeau, Sophia Cass as America Chavez, Morris Chestnut as Adam Brashear, and James L. Jones as Galactus. And I know we thought of names for Order and Chaos, and I can't think who we had.
It's been such a long time.
I need to watch that video back to remember, and I didn't do it. That's where I'm at right now.
We messed up, though.
But voice actors or actors aren't probably necessary for my idea for this one, because I want to go proper artsy fartsy Neon Genesis and like original ending, and we ain't having that many voiceovers or actual voices. But I've been teasing the whole First Firmament and Eternity and Change thing, so we've got to kind of bring that one to a close with I don't something big bombastic unless you've got a big bombastic idea floating around.
I've always wanted, and I have zero clue what if James Gunn's doing this, but I would love to take the time out to introduce the High Evolutionary at some point.
Oh, that'd be so good. Love the High Evolutionary.
I don't know how they would do that in terms of what is being laid out here, but I just have I would love for him to be introduced at the very least to kind of get that whole character out there, because it's you can so much shit you can do with that guy.
Oh yeah. How can I get the High Evolutionary into what I want to do? I suppose you could always make him responsible for Cyhawk and have him come about that way, because Hawk can maybe Carol's Warbird. She would go, not that she's Cyhawk in the slightest, but you can kind of maybe go that route, because mix it up. Don't keep it the same as the comics.
Do you have any other characters that you want to throw in there before you introduce like Quasar or something like that?
Oh, Quasar will be in my Guardians movie.
Yeah, okay. In the Guardians run?
I wouldn't have him in this one. No. I really want this movie to be just the Ultimates, or at least for my whole deal was just the Ultimates team. You got Gold, Lifebringer, Galactus. Whatever happens in the first and second act is kind of not important for how the end's gonna be, because the Al Ewing run, he ended it in it was more of just a conversation. There was all metaphysical and meta-contextual. It was never like you'd imagine it to be, because how can you have a standard comic book stuff when you're talking about a literal embodiment of a universe that's 7 iterations down the line from the first one, despite it being the same thing. They're two separate entities, but they're the same universe. So I really want to stick to that, but where I had the Living Tribunal not have a voice, it was only the words on the screen, like an
words, like an onomatopoeia type.
Yeah, I really want to stick in that vein. It's the fight isn't a fight; it's more of a conversation, and go about it. I suppose you could say it's really pretentious, and go that route. Make it really too smart for people, so I can literally say you just didn't get it. Go about that. All I want from
you just didn't get it.
That's all I want is to say you just didn't get it. You just don't get it. It's too smart.
It went over your head, man.
But I really want to just, it's all well and good having these big superhero movies, they all have the massive third act fight. You know, there used to be a blue laser in the sky in every movie, but it's like, how about we just have white screen and you just go nuts with it? Like you can have like the Kirby stuff, you know. I really want to ape Neon Genesis in case people didn't notice. Really want to ape that. Yeah. So like the way the ending of that it went into like storyboards, and the animation like broke down over time until just like stick figures on a white background. Like I want that to be my third act, and that's how you just constantly break it down. How they get to that point is just like, well, they're trying to find the first firmament. They're trying to free Eternity because they found out something's wrong with him, and to get there, they have to go through maybe the Infinity Well. So
Infinity Well, yeah. I like the idea of like just the whole screen white because I don't know. It reminds me of that of the Matrix, where like that one scene where it's just like it's him, Morpheus, in a chair, and it, like the whole background's just white, you know. And like I think that was a very nice visual. Like it was kind of interesting because it was just like there's nothing there, and it just represents nothingness, you know. And like where would you find eternity or whatever? And, you know, like eternity wouldn't be in space, like, it would be in nothing.
Like, exactly. Like where does a universe exist? Like what's his plane of reality like?
And it just would be just like a white background.
Yeah, exactly. Cheap, so, oh, absolutely, be cheap. It's just like, can you hold someone's attention with a white background and just a lot of talking like that in a superhero movie for like 40 minutes? Like, But it might have been an hour and a half long. This movie,
but I think with a combination of like the visuals of the eternity and that white vortex, like
I think that's what I'm banking on. And then you bring in like all the other hierarchy members of the universe, and then you bring in the other one, And obviously you have Infinity, you have Entropy, you have Death, and you have all those, and then you have the other versions of the universe beforehand. You have the Celestials, and I can't remember what the originals are called.
Mephisto. I know Mephisto wasn't.
Mephisto, but he's part of that. Is he part of the hierarchy? I can't remember.
I don't think he is, but like I just remember that scene in the original Infinity Gauntlet where everybody got together, like the higher entities, and like I know Mephisto was that in that. Like you could fudge it for the most part because like maybe he is a hierarchy in his dimension or whatever. You know?
I say, in fairness, if he is the literal devil in Marvel and the one above all is a celestial and it's supposed to be the literal god, why can't he be the hierarchy? Like, why not? You got to have the yin and yang in the hierarchy. You have Mephisto or someone like Mephisto.
Well, I mean, like if you're gonna do it, then you might as well just use a character, like because you know, I mean, up to this point, there is no use of that character, so it would be kind of cool because like you get all these cosmic, entities, and then you got this
little red elf in a long coat. It's like, Mephisto.
It's but yeah, like I don't know, like you could fudge it, but yeah, that would be kind of cool. This just, I mean, it's so simple, but yet I don't know, just to see
it's really like art student, like third year art student. Like let's go crazy with it. But at the same time, because I don't think you want to go out with the intention of having this franchise just be there to top Infinity War. It's like, yes, they're dealing with things far bigger than Thanos, but does that mean the fight has to be bigger than Thanos? So you can't, right now, you can't really top it. So why top it? Why even try to do something different?
Well, I mean, like I don't know, like it's like you're trying to compete with yourself, like why go, just I mean, like this can be different and not have to compete with it, like it doesn't have to be like when you include something as simple as the white background, you're kind of making it as simple, and like it's, I don't know, I kind of like that visual, just all those
also it lets your actors act.
Yeah.
And you can deal with a ton of questions about the whole MCU as a whole, and does this version deserve to carry on after Because I assume time and space is broken right now in the MCU after the stones are gone or reduced to atoms, as people like to point out, which means they're gone because they're not whole, so they're not currently working properly. So it's you can ask like questions of morality in that, like what is the balance? What's this? What's that? And go just let people act in front of each other.
Now, when you're designing the character of Eternity, what do you go classic, or do you kind of like?
I do not change a damn thing.
Yeah,
I couldn't. It's too iconic in Marvel to change that look. Maybe make it not so static, because he looks very like the whole cape shape and the collar looks very like static in the comics. Like you could have it moving and like the form shifting and like you see the galaxies and nebulas moving.
Yeah,
and all
that's
that.
what I was thinking too. To kind of
have
make
a
it
bit of glow,
like a 3D effect where it's like everything's moving. But like with Rorschach's mask, where it's like the design's always shifting. So like
I can't think where I've seen a design before. I think a lot of animation does it, like cartoons. I think they do it because it's cheap. You'd have one texture, so you'd have like a giant cosmic texture behind the white, and he moves around it. So he's like he's not someone walking around as the universe. Like as he moves, the look at the universe you see is different.
Yeah.
So like if he's standing on the right hand side of the screen, you see the Milky Way. If he goes to the left, the Milky Way will just gradually pan it off of him.
Pan off,
and then you won't see that again until you get up there.
When you're moving around them, it's like kind of different, like different angles.
Yeah, it's like when you overlay something on Photoshop. Like you don't see the whole layer; you only see the bit you've overlaid on that one object in a different layer, and you move it around, and you're going to see other parts of it. It's kind of like that.
Something like that, yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
Just because it's such a different look, just to having that. Oh, here he is, and he looks like this, and he's just a static part of the universe. No, if this guy is supposed to be the entire universe's embodiment, have the entire universe be visible no matter where he goes.
Yeah,
I always can't give him a voice because I these people can't have voices. It's too much, personally.
Yeah, I think he shouldn't move his mouth at all, like you said. Just keep it. I like that word. Like when I think about what you said about the word balloon, it's like at first I was kind of like, but then I thought about it more, and I'm like, okay, it makes sense. Like
it's a very pretentious idea. I wanted to go kind of pretentious with this. Don't have. Well, like, if you're gonna give them a mouth, you can have the mouth move, but you just don't hear anything. Or if you do hear something, it's like an ambient background noise, and then you see the speech bubble. You could even go really, really I was going to say batshit, but I'm not sure if Doom Patrol done this, where a word... Actually, no, Crazy Jane does it, where she says a word and the word appears out something. Like, you could have that sort of a thing and just go use every After Effects plugin you can find. Use every single one. Warp the shape and the evolution of the characters you're following and do something like that.
Yeah. I thought that was always visually interesting, especially like the Doom Patrol thing. Like, it just... I don't want to use the word
It's like when Thanos makes God, like the word God and the planet in the original Infinity War.
Yeah. And it like shapes the all those planets of the...
I would love to see that. So missed opportunity. We could have had that.
Yeah, man.
Just like, God in the middle of Endgame, just God written in the background, like.
but I think the MCU version of Thanos is like different from the comic version. So I never saw him like that. If that makes any sense. Like he never came off as like the type of person that would do something like that, especially at least the way they portrayed him in the movie. I suppose he's very much more like Jason Aaron, Thanos Rising Thanos.
Like, there's a lot of the old Jim Starlin Thanos in there. Like the whole motivation's identical. It's just yeah, we're gonna take more Brolin's side, the more stoic. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Like, it would have been awesome to see, but I don't know.
Also, I want to have Ego grow a body in this, like how Ewing did. I want like little baby body Ego.
What would you bring back?
Oh, Kurt Russell's coming back.
I was gonna say, like, you have to bring back Kurt Russell. Come on.
Just have like Kurt Russell in like new trunks, and then put like a massive ball on his head as Ego, and have him run around like that.
That was the only disappointing thing about Guardians 2, in my
opinion.
it
needed more planet. Needed more planet.
Like, it hinted at the whole him as a planet thing, but it was just like I felt it was like going out of its way to kind of shy away from that.
Yeah, it came out in a weird time because it was where we're moving more towards like so they just do everything, but there was people there's still that like 50-50 apprehension of doing it, and Ego just happened to come at the time where it's like, we can't do the planet, it won't work. And it's like, no, it would have absolutely worked.
Oh man, I would have shit myself if I would have saw it in the best possible way.
Oh yeah,
but
it's fantastic what we got, because at least well done, you did it. You still gave the planet the face, but man, I would have liked to see Ego be the planet.
It just felt like it was. I don't know, and I understand why they did it, because it's like, why would you hire Kurt Russell to do,
I mean, that's arguably even more reason of why you should have done it. You got Kurt Russell to play a planet, make him play a damn planet. Not Kurt Russell with his brain in the planet.
Yeah, that was the only disappointing thing for me on that movie. It was just like, man. But I think with the Ultimates, you could definitely just, play to that a little bit more and lean into that more. Versus, you could have him come back as, the Kurt Russell version, but, I want to see more.
I was going to say, just pay him for a day, get him 3D scanned in, and then just animate him the rest of the time. No, you don't need any more than. He's not going to talk, as I said, so who cares? No.
Did he ever move his mouth as the?
Not as the planet. No. It was just because the face was more the cloud formation from the outside shot, so it was kind of it was more theater mask than anything. It's just like, the clouds just show what he's feeling. It's not actually his face.
Yeah,
that's what
and let's put the thrusters on him. Let's put those thrusters on his ass, man. And that's how he moves around, man. Come on. I will
absolutely have Ego fly around his base in this movie.
Yeah. And just say, I think, after the events of Guardians, he just said, hey, why do I want to just float around here?
What would have maybe have helped me realize I wasn't alone in this universe? Moving around.
Yeah.
Not being a floating brain in the same spot. Of course you're going to be alone. No, you ain't going nowhere.
You have to wait for people to come to you. That's not going to happen.
You have to go to the planets, people.
You get poor Mantis to go out there, and you don't have Mantis anymore. So.
Poor
do you pull any guest stars or cameos in this movie? Besides, because.
No, I don't think. Apart from the Kurt Russell League, I don't know if I count that as a guest star because I'm not really doing a lot with him. I'm not sure. I think because I've been so focused on this being about the cosmic hierarchy and not the Ultimates themselves, I should probably focus more on just the Ultimates themselves. I know Marvel doesn't like having third movies without guest stars in it anymore because we can't do that. You can't have a solo movie anymore.
But, we're the cameo queens,
Yeah, but no, it's got to be just them. No, maybe not even all of them. Maybe just have the big three. Thinking, who would be the third one? Because it's got to be T'Challa and Carol. That's two of them.
I would love to see Beta Ray Bill, but that wouldn't fit them.
Bill can just fly past.
Yeah,
he could. Ray Bill could be on Ego, and they're like, "Hey, you gotta get off now. We're hijacking the planet for
Get your horse heads out here, man." Yeah.
The only thing I haven't figured out is how to tie in the Maker plot again.
Yeah. Well, because
he set up the Maker to be in this. It's just how do I pay that off? I'm not entirely sure.
or maybe he could be like I don't want to say the mastermind behind all of this, but like
unless it's one of those, it's like, hey, yeah, it's not actually for this movie. Like he can be the after credit scene.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that would work a little bit better because like if you tried to like shoehorn him in there, it just would not work. Because like at this point you're just focusing more on the cosmic things, and then all of a sudden, this guy comes in out of nowhere. So maybe you could tie it into the high evolutionary.
Yeah. That's a good point, and just have those two be like a setup for something else. Just like, this one didn't go as we planned, or this one went exactly as we planned. Let's go on to phase 2 of the plan, or phase 5.
I'm just like
whenever it comes out.
I just had a hard on from saying I want to see a high evolutionary at some point, man. Like
I'm dead. If Gunn hasn't got him in Guardians 3, then I don't care.
That would be. I mean, that would be the perfect way to tie in Rocket's origin, like especially in the cinematic universe. Like it's such a no-brainer. I'm sure they thought of it. I mean,
I say because Rocket's origin originally, if you told me he didn't have the high evolutionary in it, and I didn't know his origin, I wouldn't be surprised. It's like, so of course it's the high evolutionary. He deals with like space animals. Like, why would
I was gonna say like he's known for this, like keeping company with like Mervine or humanoid type characters. So.
Actually, that's a way like you could bring him in. You could have like when it's all said and done, at the end, everything's different. Maybe we're on the 8th iteration of Eternity because Eternity dies in this. Maybe I'm not 100% sure yet. Actually, no. Sorry, Eternity is going to die in this movie. We move on to the 8th and have a fresh start, not a reboot, fresh start. But in doing that, it's revealed Counter Earth behind the sun.
Yeah.
And then that can be what the Maker was going after. Because how he knew about it somehow. Yeah. And he's like, it's time to get the high evolutionary. And then you see him in his glorious pink mohawk metal face. Dude, I need that. If he doesn't look like that, man, what have we been doing in the last 12 years? Come on.
I mean, look, the Marvel's known for like getting it as close as possible. I don't think they would mess up that. That's such an easy thing. And who would you want that? Who did we say? Did we even cast?
No, we never got to cast the high evolutionary. No.
Mark Hamill.
I don't know. Oh, Mark Hamill would be so good.
Mark Hamill.
Oh. I think we had Mark Hamill in the second movie for this, but sorry, get Mark Hamill for everything. He's a voice actor. He can do plenty of stuff. No,
just clone him and just start Mark Hamill versus Mark Hamill and Mark Hamill's this.
And say do a Darth Vader for the high evolutionary. Have someone be the body, have someone be the face, and then have someone be the voice.
Yeah.
And Mark Hamill for the voice, 100%.
And it has to be practical. That.
Oh yeah.
That has to be practical.
And we ain't repeating Ultron. His face ain't moving. We're not having a high evolutionary movie face.
No. There's no need for that.
No.
I
still want Ultron back so he cannot have a movie face because those teeth.
That was terrible. It was like Transformer,
Yeah. So I can live. So you know what? I can live with the eyes. I can live with the lack of a nose because Ultron hasn't got a nose anyway.
I love the design. Don't get me wrong. It was just like the minute his mouth started moving, I was like, no.
Yeah. No, I could live with the moving mouth. It's the teeth. It's like, Josh, what are you doing? Like you tried to make him look like a person. You ain't giving him a sudden nose. You're trying to have it both ways here. Like you ain't doing it.
That's the thing about that design for the Ultron was like it was too human. Like I'm not beholden to the original design. Like if you want to go off and do your, it looks great. Don't get me wrong, but like if you're gonna do something different, fine. But like I felt like the moving the mouth was like the line that people crossed. I think you crossed the line with the moving mouth. It was just like,
it's literally in the same vein of giving Tom Cruise a transparent plate as Iron Man.
Yeah,
It's not in that day in 2014. It ain't on. No,
yeah.
we'll pass that. Okay,
No,
maybe one day. Maybe one
do
division.
you remember,
I don't know.
do you remember the tease for Age of Ultron that they did
Yes, it was
like at
amazing.
comics?
It was amazing. I love that Comic Con teaser.
Yeah, did that even resemble what? Because I can't remember
No,
if it resembled. I was
no.
gonna say like it felt like a kind of a tease that didn't pay off.
I say it was more. You could say it was like an original concept for the Ultron drones from Age of Ultron, but the fact that they had the look in there for Ultron and they didn't once use it, it's just like no.
Yeah.
This is. I love your movie, Josh, but this was.
Yeah, I think
Can't
he
forgive
jumped
it.
the shark on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I still enjoy the movie. I don't care what anybody says, but like that was the one part I was just like, oh man, what did that? Like it threw me off when I see his mouth move. I was just like,
So I know you got James Spader and you want James Spader's like facial expressions and all this and that, but Spader's monologue, like his whole talk about the Avengers being his meteor, if his face didn't move, that would have been terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying. But no.
Perfect casting, terrible design. That's like it's like I couldn't get past the mouth though. That was the only thing. Like I thought the whole design in itself was fine. You know, it resembled what Ultron was
from the
in
neck
comics,
down. It's great.
Yeah, but then you get to the head where he's like moving, and then like I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's.
Started crying a little bit.
I was angrily enjoying it. I resented myself for enjoying the movie because that one.
It's like hate sex.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fantastic, but you shouldn't really enjoy it.
Yeah. It's like punishing yourself, but you love it yourself. Yeah. I don't know. I think. Look, I think the character will come back in some way, shape, or form.
I assume so. He's one of those villains where it doesn't make sense to get rid of him completely.
Well, it's not. It's not a human character, so like, it's almost like Vision. It's like you could destroy the body, right? But then you can also like, I don't know, create another one. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say definitely try destroying it in Infinity War. Christ, poor dude, you catch a break. Got stabbed like 3 times. Just like, okay, Bruce, we get it. You don't like the Vision. Yikes.
Just take it, man. Take it and run. Don't.
If you're gonna
do everything, but don't hit the face, man.
Not Paul Bettany's face. Leave it alone. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I cried a little bit when I see him.
But back to the Ultimate.
Yeah, I think we veered way off of course here.
Even though I'm not sure what else to add.
I think perfect what you said about the Maker being like the post-credit stinger. You know, just like
finding an evolutionary encounter.
Or like have him like from the back and just have like it going towards the person that's I don't know the control panel or whatever, and then he just slowly turns around and it's just you could tell that's him, you know, with that odd shaped dome.
Or could you make it like proper Maker? You're following something and you're not entirely sure what you're following. Like there's this weird droopy thing, and then there's a massive mound. And then it stretches out a bit more, and it keeps going. And then like, he's stretched out like 3 different versions of himself from one mass, like he does. And he's typing out bit of body horror.
This is a character. Yeah, I was gonna say this is a character that could be perfect for the body horror type feel. Like,
because I love it when people go to read and be like, of course he can stretch himself out and make like another version of like himself at the end of that limb or whatever. Of course he can do that. He's rubber. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And it works fantastic for a villain. Oh, he has to have the head as well. Big old alien head with the helmet.
Yeah. A little patch of hair in there somewhere.
The little bald spot. Just because his brain's so big, he can't feasibly have hair. It's stretched out.
Almost like a cone head.
In fact, that's probably the best time to have him get the brain. He just absorbs the first firmament or something, and then bang, big brain head. Literally, big brain energy.
Did you put the helmet on him?
Yeah. That helmet is iconic for him. It's the easiest way to tell him apart. It's just kind of like, it's just Reed Richards with a scar on his face and a big head. They're like, oh no, give him the helmet. He needs it. Yeah. Unless you got anything else to add?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
I'm not entirely sure how long that one is. Maybe half hour? I assume it's half hour.
I think we rambled on for a good half hour.
Yeah. So, that will be the end of our Arkham trilogy. I'm sure we'll find a way to pick up the High Evolutionary and the Maker at some point. As to what we're going to do next, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. I might get... I was going to say I might get Sean to ask, to put forward the next idea, but X-Men...
I read your mind.
He knew exactly what I was going to say and gave me the answer before I asked the question. So, I think X-Men is probably the best shout, actually. I don't know why I was even going to try and hold off on the X-Men, but we'll go with the X-Men. High Evolutionary fits in well with that. You can make a really good point.
Yeah. I just want to debunk any rosters that have been put out there. Debunked. I've heard a couple people say they got some...
Are you allowed to debunk?
I'll debunk it. Yeah, sure. Debunked.
So, we will be back next week with our X-Men How to Introduce series. I don't know how many we're going to go on that one, because the X-Men, you could go on infinitum and just never end.
We could do a quadrilogy here.
Oh, several quadrilogies. No. Because you've got X-Men, you've got X-Force, you've got Excalibur, you've got X-Factor.
Yeah, I would love for that. I want to do with... I'm not going to give away the sausage here for free, but what I want is something different from what's ever been done.
100%. It's what they need. It's what they need.
Yeah, it's 100% what they need. They can't use characters. I don't want to use characters that have been used before just now, right off the bat. But I also...
Oh, see, that's where we might differ, but it's a juicy cliffhanger. It's a juicy cliffhanger.
Dun, dun,
dun. Because I can imagine we're definitely going to have two different ideas on this one. But though I wouldn't be surprised if some things overlap.
Yeah.
I can see us agreeing on at least one core aspect of what we do. So, catch us next week. Maybe this week or maybe next week. It depends if we can do another one this week.
I'll try to squeeze it in. But...
We will try. No promises, as always. So, until next time. So, stay home and stay safe, and goodbye.
Goodbye.